Well, hello there. It is wintertime in Forza Horizon 4, which is excellent timing as it started snowing where I live this week. So, what will be racing in our winter wonderland? That would be Rally Monsters in S1 class. And I decided to show no mercy on this week's championship called Snow Mercy, and decided to go for the Hoonigan Ford Escort RS 1800 from 1978. I do tend to stick to these older cars, although I did not fully realize how old it was until I switched my car after the trial and noticed it. Made me smile. This trial starts with the Derwentwater Trail, and looking at the lineup, it seems that it is Hoonigans for the win. We have 4 Hoonigans on our team, and 3 of them are the same one as I picked. For once, I am not the odd duck in the pack, even with this older car. But does that mean I took the correct car for this championship? Will it bring me victory? Let's find out as we start this first race. Now, this race has a lot of twisty sections, some of which can be treacherous if you are unaware where the road is actually going. But for now, all I have to do is remain out of people's hair and hope they return the favor. I don't like people messing with my hair anyway, even though I don't have any. But people do like to play in the mud and get real dirty, leaving me in 6th place for now. But this gives me the opportunity to teach these mud dwellers a valuable lesson. What lesson that is exactly, I don't know. Showing them clean racing can be just as fast or even faster is a message that does not penetrate the mud they have surrounded themselves with. Although I made some small mistakes and some bad judgment calls, nothing new there, I gained 3 positions, mainly because of missed checkpoints, as I did not really pass anyone except for the drivetar. And I'm still making the same small mistakes, but they are only small mistakes, not a big one like the Honda Civic just made. I'm often not realizing how the road is meandering next to the lake, and as a consequence I was often using a very poor racing line. Nevertheless, I'm now up in 2nd place with only 1 drivetar in front, and I will show him Snow Mercy. Hoonigans for the win. I'm right up his tail and I use some dirty maneuvering to get past him. Rough elbow work, but it is a drivetar. I would try to avoid doing the same thing to a human player. And yes, I'm not perfect either, so sue me, call me a dirty driver, which I am. You should see me race in single player where there are only drivatars. The tactics I just displayed are nothing in comparison to the things I do to them in single player. But as I said, I would do my best to avoid doing something like that against any human player. I have risen from the mud and the snow to stand at the top, but I have to be wary as there are those that are looking to take the throne away from me. They are closing in, but now on this straight I had a better run, relieving me from any immediate threat that they might pose. With a quarter of the race remaining, it seems that the ones who missed a checkpoint earlier are now clawing their way back to the top as well. And as far as points go, that is excellent. As far as my position goes, that might become a worry. And indeed, the first of the pack is closing in fast. But again, the dashing away from the sharp corner goes better for me, leaving him to look at my taillights. One final corner, and then it is pretty much straight to the finish line, and I do keep him at bay long enough to get a victory. That throne is mine. You should see me in a crown. Hoonigans for the win. And indeed, the first 3 positions are our Hoonigans. Apart from the player that eventually did not want to come out to play in the snow, we have all of our Hoonigans at the top of the leaderboard. Hoonigans for the win. We get a first point and only need 1 more as we skip forward to the next race. The next race is the Lakehurst Woodland Scramble. Now, if you would have been in my car during this next race, you would have felt like scrambled eggs, as it is quite a tricky race with a lot of opportunity to miss checkpoints. Forza agrees with our superior choice in cars, as it puts all of the Hoonigans at the front. But the question is, will we also be able to finish at the front? I have been told that finishing positions are more important in deciding who wins a race. Who would have thought, right? But let's first see if we can survive the 90-degree corner that is coming up rather soon after the start. We start on the inside and we will remain there to get through as cleanly as possible. Some drivetar seems obsessed with touching me in inappropriate places, but that does not prevent me from running away from them. I'm in 4th place and climbing towards the 90-degree corner that marks the start of the off-road section. But I go in way too deep, ruining my run. I lost 1 place and this downhill section is dangerous as hell, and I think I saw a devil fly past. Still in 5th place, but the drivetar in front switched places with a human player. My downhill section goes smoothly, albeit not as fast as I would have liked. One teammate found out the hard way the danger that is this downhill section. He missed the checkpoint and I completely missed my braking point for the hairpin, but I managed to get my car stopped just in time. I do get a decent run out of the corner, but not enough to get closer to the leaders. I need to up my game if I want to finish in a higher position than my current one. Another 90-degree corner that goes good, but still it is not enough to bring me any closer. But they are in a pack. If they start fighting, I might stand a chance. And that is exactly what is happening in the next 90-degree corner. It is not limited to the sim races where fighting slows you down. This also applies here, and I managed to take full advantage of it. Now I need to manage that corner better than in my previous lap, and manage that risky downhill section, and the not so tight hairpin. Lots of opportunity to mess things up, but I nailed the corner, and I'm also pretty fast on the downhill section. Maybe not as fast as my teammate, but still more than decent. And then the hairpin. Where I was far too late on the previous lap, I'm now far too early on the brakes, giving my teammate ample opportunity to pass me. But I do nail this 90-degree corner onto the tarmac, and that allows me to get the cutback on my teammate. So proud of myself for this move. Just kidding. But not about the part where it felt very satisfying to be able to pull this move off against another human player that is obviously also very good at this game. But I see trouble on my way. I see earthquakes and lightning. I see bad times today. Don't go around tonight. It's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise, and this bad moon comes in the form of a back marker. And unlike in Forza Motorsport, they are not ghosted in this game. He completely messed up his corner, but manages to pull away from it just in front of me. And with him in front, I start messing up my downhill section completely. Now it would be easy to blame it all on him, but actually he did nothing wrong. Nevertheless, Lucas managed to get past, while I just skid around trying to make it to the bottom of the hill. The back marker removes himself from the equation by missing a checkpoint, but the damage has been done. In a desperate attempt to get closer to him, I try to repeat my perfect move of the previous lap, but as it goes with most desperate attempts in racing, it completely backfires and I messed up that corner, losing any chance of finishing first. The next corner did not show any improvement on my part, so this time around it is I who looked at the taillights. Second place, and I have only myself to blame. I could blame the back marker, yes, but that would be unfair. Also, the winner had to overcome not only that same back marker, but also me, and he pulled it off just fine, so I lost fair and square. First 2 places are again Hoonigans. The third one is somewhere further down the order, but nevertheless, Hoonigans for the win. And we managed to just win. Barely, but we do. That means 2 championship points and a certain victory already. However, I want to redeem myself in the last race. Prove myself, not towards you, not towards the other players, but to myself. And the place where I get that chance, the final location, is another scramble. 3 laps on the Ashbrook Loop scramble. And all of the Hoonigans start from last places. Which actually means 1 player not in a Hoonigan starting in front of us Hoonigan drivers, as 2 people have had enough snow for this month. I hope I will be able to maintain my cool this time around, which considering the winter conditions should be not too difficult, but yet proved to be out of my reach the previous race. Off we go, and I immediately shoot my way past teammates and drivetars alike. I'm lucky enough to avoid the carnage that the focus could have brought upon us and continue on my merry way. Already in third place. So far, so good. And this section, if done right, can be very satisfying. And I get it right this time around, and that gives me the momentum I need to get past one more drivetar. That is exactly what I like about getting that section dead right. It gives you more speed for the normally slower uphill section. I'm now closing in on the leader, looking for a way past him. But the few corners put him right on my racing line, so I need to be careful. But then he goes right, I try to duck underneath, but he swings his car in front of mine. We touch, but I do get the move done. Like in the previous race, we have a faster downhill section just before a 90-degree corner onto the tarmac. I like that, even if I do not always get it right. And I did not get it perfect, far from it, but I remain in first place while I hurtle towards the finish line. I had been in first place the previous race as well, but could not keep the position due to my own mistakes. Will it go better this time? That fun section is up again, and also this time it goes very smoothly, although not as perfect as the previous lap. But I have enough of a lead to divert our attention to the tune I'm using. It is called S1 900 Rally Gar. Must be a tuner with dyslexia by the name of PTG Predator. The tune is not designed for this trial specifically, but it is a very good tune with 7.3 speed and 8.5 handling, acceleration and launch at their maximum value of 10 and braking at 9.1. The car tune combination is very good and I highly recommend trying it out. The car is fast and stable. It might lack top speed, but I wouldn't know, as most dirt tracks do not require to reach the top speed, especially in S1 class. Acceleration is often the more important one to get going after corners, which the handling already allows you to take pretty fast. We just started the final lap, so the fun, fast part is due again. I have two teammates behind me, and I'm not too sure how close they are. I have to stay ahead as I want to win this final race as well. I nail the fast section again and can maintain a high speed up the hill. Any mistakes on that fast section will be severely punished by the uphill section behind it. That is what makes it fun if you get it right, but it can also be very frustrating if any mistakes were made. I still have no idea how big my advantage is, but I start to smell another victory. I just have to keep racing within myself. It is important to not try to outrun yourself or the car. Drive the car within its limits and everything should be alright. One final time we take this 90-degree corner onto the tarmac, and I think it was actually one of the best runs I had over there. Not nearly perfect, but all that is left now is a speed run towards the finish line. And I do get to the finish in first place. We did not need another victory, but boy, let me say it one final time. Hoonigans for the win, as we again have 3 Hoonigans in the top 3. Blue team wins, as we have all 3 championship points, and as a reward for plowing through the snow in this winter Snow Mercy Championship, we get the epic Renault Alpine A110 from 2017, which I think is a nice reinvention of the original one from the 70s. Now, I will not beg for any Snow Mercy, but I just might beg for some thumbs up or subscriptions if you liked the video and would like to get more of this content. I humbly thank you, and I hope to see you in my next video. Cheers!